Alright, yo, what's going on, guys? It's Zamox here, and welcome back to another video. And today, we're going to be doing a Hypixel ranked Skywars map tier list. Now, if you don't know what tier list is, it's basically you have all these tiers, S being the best and D being the worst. Usually, sometimes it goes down to E and F. But you have all these tiers, and you have a topic like Star Wars movies. You would basically put the worst Star Wars movies that you think, in your opinion, to the best Star Wars movies. So S would be the best, and D would be the worst, like I said. But in our case, we're going to be doing ranked maps from Hypixel. And yes, I did change this from never play to worst maps ever because I did play all these maps because I used to play ranked back when it first got released. So yeah, we're gonna see what were the worst maps and what were the best maps. Alright, so some of these names on these maps are actually hard to see since the picture is so small and it is cut out. I do know most of these map names though, so we'll just see how good my memory is and how well I am at remembering some maps. Okay, so I think we're going to start off with Sawmill. Now, Sawmill, in my opinion, is a really good map because you can just rush straight to mid without having to build, or you can just rush someone else's island. So I'm going to give this a B. Okay, so up next is this map. I don't know the name of this map, but I know it is a newer map, and I know you can rush mid, or you can rush the island next to you, and I have played this map a couple of times, and the only part I don't like about this map is the big holes in the center because sometimes I always just get hit into there, and I do find it annoying, but otherwise than that, I do think it's a good map, and I think it belongs up with Sawmill. So I'm gonna give that a B. Alright, for our third map, we have Agni Temple. Now, Agni Temple, in my opinion, is one of the better maps, either a B or A. You can rush mid very easily, and there is a diamond block in the center that can help you with getting either full diamond or 3/4 diamond, depending on what kit you go. So I do like this map, and I'm also gonna give it a B. And yeah. Alright, for our fourth map, we have Great Hall, and this map I don't really like because it is easy to rush mid, but the only annoying part is where the chests are located at mid. They are located around the edges of the map, and it is very easy to either fall into the void or just get hit into the void with KB. So this map, I'm honestly going to give it a D. I've gotten hit off this map so many times with KB trying to get a chest, and it is just very annoying. Alright, so for our fifth map, we have Dynasty, and Dynasty, in my opinion, is a good map for Scout because usually I like to rush down to my island, grab the diamonds, grab my diamond armor, and rush to mid and get the chest. And sometimes you will have other enemies going to the same chest as you are going to, so you can either get an easy kill, and then once you get refill, I usually just mine all the chests and pearl to the other islands to get the other chest, and then just play aggro on people. The only con of it is if you go against sweaty people with knockback, because they usually tend to build on top of here, and then you build up top of here, and then they just keep knocking you over and over and over and over, and then it just gets annoying. And then you eventually wait until Doom, but that doesn't even help because they just play really annoying, and then game end comes and you just both lose, and it's just really annoying. So that's the only con about it, but otherwise than that, I'm going to give this an A because it is one of my personal favorite maps. And on to the next. Alright, so up next we have Rocky. And like Dynasty, Rocky is a pretty annoying map because some people just like to build on top of this rock, volcano, whatever that is. But they usually just build on top of there with knockback and just knock people off constantly. But it is very easy to get to mid. You can actually just get to mid by jumping in a certain spot, and the chests are right under the rock. But this is also one of my favorite maps because it is a very quick-paced map, unless people are playing sweaty and build on top of the rock. Otherwise than that, I also believe this deserves an A. And on to Fungi. If Fungi, or however you pronounce it, but Fungi is honestly one of my favorite maps. I love to go champion on this and rush the other player, or I love to rush mid and just grab all the loot, and then rush the two other players, or whoever's left. And since it is such a small map, it is fast-paced, and fast-paced ranked games is something that I love, rather than dragging it out and people playing sweaty. But for that, I think Fungi is honestly going to go in S tier, because it is one of the best maps in my opinion. Alright, so up next we have the map Fortress, and Fortress isn't the best map, but it also isn't the worst map. In my opinion, it is a C tier map, and that is because there's barely any space to run at mid, and people usually like to just run around the map or hide on top of the building. And these games usually tend to be longer, and it's very annoying. And for that, I'm going to give it a C tier. So I'm sorry if any of you guys like Fortress, but in my opinion, it is a C tier map. Alright, up next we have the map Foundation. And Foundation, in my opinion, is a good rushing map. When I get this map, I usually go scout and just rush mid and grab all the chests. And the only con about this map is that people usually build on top of here and play annoying, or camp on top of here, and I admit I do that sometimes if there's either cheaters or people playing sweaty, and then I'll play sweaty too. But otherwise than that, honestly, this map deserves a B tier. Alright, for our next map we have the map Eden, and Eden is kind of like Roman Hall, which I believe I said Great Hall earlier for some reason, but I meant to say Roman Hall. But Eden is kind of like Roman Hall because the edges outside the map are very thin and it's easy to get knocked off of. And once you go into the actual mid, there's a big hole in the center, which also is easy to fall in or get knocked in, which is very annoying. But otherwise than that, I do like this map. It's very easy to rush mid and rush other players. So I actually think this deserves a C tier. Village is a pretty old map. It was actually one of the first maps that got released when Ranked first got released. And I didn't play it too much, but I just ended up playing it sometimes. And from my experience, I remember that I didn't like it that much. I remember that you had to go up these towers and come up to the top. And I didn't really like it that much. So I believe this map gets a C. Alright, up next we have Equinox. And Equinox, in my opinion, is a very good map for scout rushing. If you use scout, you can just pop a speed, go straight to mid, and break all the chests. And players tend to rush in this map, so you can get an easy kill and get some pearls and then play aggro if you want to. So for my opinion, I like Equinox as a map and I believe it deserves a B tier. Alright, up next we have Irene. And Irene is another good map for rushing if you use scout because you can pop a speed. And I believe you can just make the jump if you were to run and have a water bucket. And you can just go straight for the chests. The only con about it, just like Great Hall and Eden, is that these edges right here are very thin, and if somebody has a knockback, they can just knock you off. And people also tend to build up here and just camp up here and knock you off with knockback. And it's pretty annoying, but otherwise than that, I do like this map, and I believe this deserves another B tier. Okay, up next we have Twisted Grove, and Twisted Grove in my opinion is a very good map if you really want to rush for an easy kill, or if you just want to rush for mid and get the best loot you can. What I usually do is rush for mid and get the best loot I can, and then I just camp out there, and once refill comes I get a lot of pearls, and just rush on players, and just play aggro on players. But I do like this map a lot, and I believe this deserves B tier yet again. Alright, up next we have a very old ranked map, and that map is called Birdhouse. Now, Birdhouse, in my opinion, I didn't like too much because there was just barely any space inside the birdhouse itself. And if you would try to escape from the outside, you would just get knocked to the void. And even on your birds, it was weird to navigate around, and you can't really rush any players from your bird because it would take forever to build and you would end up getting snowballed. So, in my opinion, this is probably a C tier map. Alright, up next we have the map Coherence, and Coherence is yet another good map for rushing if you use scout because you can either rush a mid or you can rush other players' islands if they're blacksmithing and just get an easy kill. So yet again, I think that this is going to be a B tier, and wow, I do have a lot of B tiers, but I do feel like all of these belong in the B tier. Alright, up next we have the map Meteor, and Meteor is already an A tier because I love Meteor. It's a small map and you can either rush for kills or you can rush from mid, and it's usually a very fast-paced map. So, like I said, Meteor is going in A tier. Alright, up next we have the map Reef. And Reef, in my opinion, is exactly like Coherence, but it's just sandy, so you can either rush for a kill or you can rush for mid. So, this deserves a B tier also. Okay, up next we have the map Boomerang. And Boomerang I don't like very much, as you can never get full diamond because there's only 3 diamond ore rather than a normal 5 that you get. But you can rush other players and rush mid very easily, so that is the only pro to it. But honestly, I don't like this map very much, and I believe this gets a D tier. Alright, up next we have another very old ranked map, and I actually forgot the name of this map, but I do remember playing on this map sometimes, and one thing I remember from this map was getting to mid was very AIDS, because you can either build from your island to mid, which would take a while and you would easily get snowballed off, or you could build one to the side islands and you could walk across this, which was glass panes and iron bars. And I ended up falling to the void a lot because I would just fall between those or off of it, and I would also get snowballed off of that. So in my opinion, this map gets a D. Alright, up next is one of the worst ranked maps ever made in Hypixel history, and that is Fountain. The amount of time it takes to get to mid is so annoying, and the mid is so wide, and people just run around the circle and run up the stairs and around the circle up there. I just hate this map, and honestly, it is one of the worst maps ever made in my opinion, so we're going to have one of the first maps and worst maps ever tier, and that is going to be Fountain. Alright, this map I actually don't know the name of, but in my opinion, I don't like it that much. But it isn't the worst map and it isn't the best map either. But there's a lot of holes in the mid which I end up falling a lot in, or knock players into, or players knock me into. And players just end up running around this map and it's annoying. So I'm going to give this map a C tier. Alright, up next is another map that I do not know the name of, but it does remind me of Great Hall, just with a lot more void in it, because it is very thin around the edges, and then to get to mid it's actually also very thin and you can fall off easily. So with Great Hall, I think I'm going to put this in D tier. Alright, lastly we have the map Humidity, and Humidity is yet another good map for rushing, and it is a very fast-paced map because it is small and usually the game ends fast. And for that, once again, we can put this map in B tier. And yeah, that looks like it's all the maps done. I believe there's actually one map missing from this, and that is Courtyard, but that's fine. Courtyard, I'll probably give it another B tier, but anyways, I think that is it. I think that's gonna wrap up this video. If you guys do want me to do other tier lists, just let me know in the comments and link me some to do, and I will do them said videos. But for now, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see all of you guys in the next video.